Hi everyone, and welcome to the start of another week at Pig Corner. For any first-time visitors, the channel follows the antics of a herd of 14 guinea pig boars, who live virtually free-range, free to run around and forage by day, but with luxury pig accommodation where they return every evening. So they've the best of both worlds, freedom by day and safety at night. They sleep in a shed conversion fitted out especially for pigs, with a separate annex to the left for two senior members, Amos and Pike. You may have seen a couple of them sniffing around there during the intro sequence. That would have been Percy and Piggly B, who just can't seem to leave the old-timers alone. Well, it's another fine day in early October and the pigs who've just had a new teepee built. So they're having a tea party to make the most of it. These teepees usually last 2 to 3 days before being binned and then replaced. Something like this gives them a focal point, something to play with and eat, and helps to keep them busy, which in turn makes for less squabbling or fighting. I remember last winter a huge branch of eucalyptus from another part of the garden blew down in a storm, and that was brought round to this area for them to play in. It created a giant play area and kept them busy for several weeks. Sort of like several teepees all joined together in one. I don't suppose we'll be able to make many more of these teepees this year, as the trees are all starting to shed their leaves. So you'd better make the most of it, boys. This could be the last one for a while. Well, as a fair few of you have been watching these boys for a while, and seem to have got to know them pretty well too, I'm going to set a real teaser for you all today. Not just naming names either, but identifying who's missing. So here it is. Who, if anyone, didn't make it to the teepee for the tea party? No good checking the cast list either, as I'm afraid that won't help. I think Mario needs to sort his footwork out, doesn't he? Either that or twist the footrest round a bit. And it would help if he glanced down to see what he's doing. But it's eyes only for the food. So the party poopers relinquished his position on top of the stool at last, and Mario's quick to take his place. There's still an underlying tension between those two, who don't really seem to be able to get along together. Percy can be quite dominant, so Mario has to watch out for himself, and keep out of the way. In as far as it's possible to tell, Percy seems to be boss big and has assumed overall charge for the moment. And with Mario being the smallest of the herd, he's a long way down the pecking order. Possibly right at the bottom, so he has to watch out for himself. So here come Amos and Pike, who've been waiting patiently most of the afternoon. They've already been to the rabbit run though, so it's not as if they've been shut in all the while. About an hour or so's exercise is usually enough for them at the end of the day. First up, it's into the playground to see who's been in there and what's been going on. And of course mark the entrance with their own scent on the way in. They can't seem to go anywhere without dragging their bum on the ground. We've left two of the youngsters out today, Dylan and Henry, so we might get a bit of fun with them all mixing. Amos now hot in the heels of Henry, so there'll be a bit of chasing by the looks of it. This is where Pike tends to get jealous, as he can see Amos' attention is starting to wander. Round and round in circles then, what a palaver. A brief call into the teepee to check what's been going on there. With Pike now feeling a bit left out as Amos wants to play with the youngsters. There's no worries now about leaving these two youngsters Dylan and Henry out with Amos and Pike. It's just normal piggy behaviour with no real aggression, like there can be sometimes with a few of the others. Gordon, Mario, Harvey, Dudley and Albert would all be okay too. Just that it's difficult to get the right mix outside with only the bad boys shut in. Well, that's it for today, viewers. I'm not sure what's coming up later this week, possibly just shorts, as that seems to be the only way to reach new viewers at the moment. Mind you, no one said growing a YouTube channel was going to be a walk in the park. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again later in the week. Cheerio for now then. See you again soon.